Well, hello, my brothers and sisters in the Lord here on YouTube, all my friends watching. I've got a very special invitation that I'd like to invite you to this year. Passover is coming up in about a month, and I would like to invite you to Passover here on my channel on Bible Study with Derek. I was planning on doing an online Passover for all of my audience here on YouTube anyway. I've done them before in the past on my Rumble channel, and I was going to do that this year anyway. But this year's actually a little bit extra special. Passover 2025 this year. It's going to be April 12th, and I'm going to have it at 5 p.m. Central Time here on my channel live. And the reason why is I've been invited to a church. A neighbor goes to a certain church that has invited me to present a Passover Seder for them. I've been doing them for about 30 years now. The church is called the Well of Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And so I'm going to be conducting the Passover there, and we're going to live stream it. You're all welcome to watch it. But here's what's going to be interesting about this thing. Okay, so again, April 12th at 5 p.m. Central Time, if you can make it live, what I would like to try to do is I'm going to try to not only do the teaching, but I'm about to give you a grocery list. And if you would like to participate in the meal, you are more than welcome to source some of the materials for the meal, to prepare your own meal. And when it comes time to eat the meal, you can eat right along with us. And then, because the way the Passover works, my Passovers, it's about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes worth of teaching. Then we take a break and eat a meal, and then we go back. There's another 30 minutes or so of teaching to close this thing out. So you're welcome to come watch the teaching. If you don't want to eat the meal, that's okay. We'll probably just have some intermission music or something while the meal's going on. But you're more than welcome to eat the meal with us. And I'm about to give you a grocery list. So let me do that right now. Watch this short video. This actually came, this was on my Rumble channel last year. So it's edited for this year, but the grocery list is still the same. And just kind of forgive if the video is a little bit laggy because I had to make a copy of a copy. But just watch this video. This will give you your grocery list if you want to eat the Passover meal with us. This is what we're going to do. This is what I think is my proposition for this year. I'm going to ask you to make your own food, and we can share the fellowship of a meal together, even though we are separated by miles. But you might say, well, I've never made a Passover meal. What do I do? I'm going to make that part very easy for you because we're going to share a meal that will be very similar in all respects to a Passover meal, but we don't have to be legalistic about it. I'm going to prepare my Passover meal, according to what I do every year. It's going to be all the elements of Passover. But in case you can't get some of these things or whatever the case may be, if you can't afford them, you can't find them, whatever, I'm going to make it really easy for you because we don't have to be legalistic about this. So are you ready for your shopping list? Here are the items you're going to need for the Passover meal, and none of them are going to be hard to find. None of them are going to be hard to prepare. The first thing is grape juice or grape drink. We're going to be having a lot of that. If you want to drink anything else, that's fine. My wife usually has a Pepsi or whatever with dinner, but have a little grape juice on hand. We're going to have several special moments where we will use grape juice, and one very special moment. So have some grape juice on hand. The next thing is matzah bread, the unleavened bread. Any unleavened bread will do. If you can't find matzah bread in your area, maybe, not all grocery stores have a kosher section. So if you can't find actual matzah bread, you might be able to substitute something like a pita bread or even saltine crackers, just something similar. Get something close to unleavened bread. Wonder white bread is not unleavened bread, but you kind of get the idea. Let's not be legalistic about it, but just find something similar to matzah that would serve your purpose. The next is the lamb. Again, if you cannot find lamb, or if it's just too expensive, or if you've never cooked it before and you don't really want to try it, just substitute some chicken breast or something like that for your meal. The next thing are going to be the greens. Grab a bunch of parsley from your supermarket. It's usually available and cheap. It's usually very readily available and very cheap. Have a small bowl of salt water available for the parsley, and you'll see why when we get to the Passover. Just a small bowl of salt water and a couple sprigs of parsley is fine. Another cheap side that you can make for this meal is to have a salad of bitter herbs, because Passover requires the bitter herbs. What I usually do is romaine lettuce, or even if you can't find romaine and you just want to get a head of iceberg lettuce, do it with something like a vinaigrette dressing. That's a very easy way to make, kind of a salad of bitter herbs that the Passover would require. One other item that is considered a bitter herb that many people like to have at Passover is either horseradish or some horseradish sauce. I personally like to have horseradish sauce at my Passover, so you can also get that. That's pretty cheap and easy. Another side dish that goes with a traditional Passover is a hard-boiled egg. I was going to say it's a cheap and easy side dish, but eggs aren't quite as cheap as they used to be. I wish you guys were near me because my hens are laying. I get like a dozen eggs every 2 days. So I would love to give away some eggs. But, hard-boiled egg is something that you can make for yourself or for anyone else in your home that might be sharing the Passover with you. Finally, there's the sweet side dish called charoset. This is a sweet mixture of fruit and nuts. You can look online and you can find many different recipes, but if you've never made it before, and if maybe you look at the recipe and you're not sure, do I really want to go through all that trouble? There's something that I'm going to tell you that's very simple and easy that's going to get you very close to what charoset is like. Simply take some applesauce, mix in a little bit of honey and grape juice, throw in a few raisins and some maybe chopped walnuts, and that's going to get you very, very close to what charoset is like. Of course, if you've got a nut allergy, then omit the nuts. Another item which is not at all necessary, but we always make it at my Passovers, is a nice batch of matzo ball soup. It's simple to make if you could find it at the grocery store, or if not, or you can have a side dish of vegetable soup or something similar. Again, we're just sharing a dinner and fellowship and a teaching together. We're not going to split hairs over any of this. So there it is. There's a simple shopping list of stuff that you can easily make if you would like to join my family as we celebrate Passover this year. All right, so there you go. Again, I apologize for that video quality. That was from a year ago on Rumble, and just trying to copy one to the other. It's a little laggy, a little bad video quality, but it gives you the basic idea. Those give you the ingredients. You can rewind this video and pause it if you want to take a screenshot or whatever. Those will give you the ingredients so that you can have a dinner very similar to what we're going to share at the Passover. Again, Passover 2025, April 12th, 5 p.m. Central Time at the Well of Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And like I said, wherever you're watching, if you're watching in other states in our country, or if you're watching in other countries around the world, you can share this meal with me if you just get a few of those items and make it yourself, and we'll all eat together. One other thing that I did not mention in the video, again, I mentioned for the parsley, have a small bowl of salt water. We dip the parsley in the salt water, so just take a little bit of water and mix in just a half a tablespoon of salt or something, and it's enough. You don't have to go crazy. But also have another bowl of clean water and a hand towel if you would like to participate in that part of the Passover. We're going to have a period in the Passover where we wash hands. It's going to be a teaching on how Jesus washed the feet of the disciples. You don't have to participate in it if you don't want to, but if you want to participate in this service as closely as possible, have that bowl and towel, and you can participate. You can have the Seder right along with us. So anyway, I hope to see some of you there. It's going to be kind of interesting because I'm going to be conducting this thing. Obviously, I won't be able to interact with you guys in the comments like I normally do. I am going to try to see if I can get my son to come and help me with some of this because he's very, very tech savvy. He's actually an IT manager. So I'm going to see if he can help me get through some of this stuff in a strange location with a whole different setup. And I might see if he can monitor the comments a little bit for me. But I would appreciate if any of you are my mods. I'd appreciate if you guys could keep an eye on the comments. And I really do hope to see you there. I think you would really enjoy this. So I hope to see you there if we're still here, if the Lord doesn't come get us before then. So anyway, God bless you guys. And I will see you later this week at my usual unanswered questions at Bible study. But I hope to see you Passover 2025, April 12th. 5 p.m. on my channel. And I might even have a special guest. We'll see. I'm working on that too. So God bless you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.